Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8, and this is part 18 of Let's Play the Letter. Where we last left off, we are going to become Luke. And I don't know if the developers and the writers and the artists of this game have nearly enough skill to try to make me like Luke. Because I'll say this, you guys are amazing at the game, and the artwork is incredible, the music, the story, how complex it is, how many paths there are going to be, how hard it's going to be to actually go back and try to figure out all the different scenes I'm missing when it comes right down to it. And of course I haven't got a full, ending yet, but we are close. Luke is the 7th person out of 7, so I don't know if we'll go back to Isabella afterward or what. But yeah, Luke's a dick. He's a piece of shit, and we are now playing from the perspective of the piece of shit. I don't want to retire and suddenly wake up one day to find that everything has gone down the shitter. Maybe I should hire McCullough as a personal assistant. She seems capable and trustworthy enough. It's hard to find someone who isn't trying to butter me up and trying to curry favor with me.
Christ, I'm knackered. Who do I have to kill to have fewer problems around here?
I'm not really allowed to complain. I chose this path. But that doesn't stop me from doing so as I throw my shoes off and let them land wherever they please. Petty, maybe, but there's a certain joy that comes with stepping on the carpeted staircase with nothing but my socks on. I'll accept no distractions. I can call up Shrokin for a sandwich, and that'll probably be it. It's a sandwich! You can make a sandwich. I've got a suitcase filled with contracts to check over and sign before I retire for the night. I'm also waiting for a call from Suarez for any new updates regarding the IT leaks. A real cause for what? Okay. It's the reason there have been investigation on me. Had it been a new thing, I would let it run its course. But it's been going on for far too long, near 3 years, for me to take on a passive role in the affair. I've only kept my head this far because I've managed to mitigate most of the damage with several favors and some grand puppeteer to ensure the high-profile law enforcement and government officials keep me out of trouble. Well, I assume that's the chief. But who knows how long it can stay that way. Powers are shifting and the current can be unpredictable. So is this night 1 of him moving in? I can't remember. This whole exit business is already shaking things up and upsetting the balance. It's only with great care that I stay where I am, but the smallest of efforts can unravel everything that I've done. It certainly won't help if I'm being accused of things, whether I'm guilty of them or not, because some computer chump thinks he can play a game with me. And well, shit, it'll be a miracle if I get to sleep tonight, though this is hardly surprising news. But before I can even take a step into the study, a voice from the bedroom calls out to me. Well, at least she's not possessed
Luke,
yet.
Darling, you're finally home.
I don't think she gets possessed till like the 28th.
Why don't you be dear and come in here?
So you get like 11 days for the possession. And I hesitate for a moment. I do have work to be done, but I suppose greeting my wife as I get home is only proper. I've already been gone for most of the week, unless I needed to be here for work on the house. So with a sigh, I head toward the bedroom. Oh, damn! The feelings that came to me as I enter the room are definitely, for one, I am somewhat floored by this side of the greets. I'm with you there! How can you be a dick? There's no exasperation, strangely, there as well. And as to be expected, there is desire. Yeah! She has divine She's very attractive, but the music is a little unsettling. What man wouldn't be attracted by her? I guess it could be a sausage jockey. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if somebody is, but still, Yeah. So... I'm okay with that any night of the week.
The bed is awfully cold without you.
There's an achievement! There's an achievement! There's an achievement called Slutty Hannah. First off, nothing wrong with that if it's with your partner. Whether you're married or not, I mean... I'm trying to read, but... Like, normally I can carry on a conversation as I go on random tangents while reading, but...
Why don't you just,
Like, Luke's name is right next to something.
I'll be busy all night.
That's... It's hard to read and... Like, and I'm also tempted to look at her eyes and... The hips?
Come on over and stop being a boring old man. Work can wait.
I would be okay with this every night of the week. How can you be a jerk to anyone when... You ignore the phone call! Okay, the music's at least not got that creepy undertone to it. Don't answer the phone! Then don't answer. Turn the phone off.
I'm afraid it can't, Buttercup. But hey, it's Sunday tomorrow. We can go out for dinner right after. Somewhere nice like that Italian restaurant you wanted to try out.
Why don't we skip dinner tomorrow and eat out tonight?
I get the pun and I like it.
Why don't we slow down? Looks like someone is in the mood, but hey, there's a time and place for everything.
And that time is now. Okay, I feel very confused by this statement. What? I'm lost now. Also, the music kind of took a little bit of a turn again. What is that instrument in the back that's actually giving an unsettling feeling? I am very confused now. I am also, for some reason, feeling a little dizzy. Yeah. Actually, there's nothing wrong with having lust and love in a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship is supposed to have both. If you're in a relationship with your partner, whether, and like I said, just...
Well, this is the place...
Like, you're supposed to have lots of sex. Granted, you're also supposed to be able to, like, watch TV together, go places, and enjoy each other's company, and enjoy talking to each other. You're supposed to, like, be best friends in a healthy relationship, and love and care about each other, enjoy talking to each other and cuddling. But yes, there's supposed to be lots of sex. That's normal. You're supposed to have lots of sex in a healthy relationship. Yeah, there's supposed to be more. There's supposed to be more to it than just sex, mind you. You're supposed to have an emotional connection to the person and actually care about them as a human being and enjoy their presence, and but there's supposed to be lots of sex. There's nothing wrong with that. Though the whole description of your personal life growing up, Luke, leaves me very confused. Like, I don't understand, like, the job of hers. When you were talking about your mom, I don't understand. You didn't say what the job is, and I don't know what you're talking about. And in general, the way you were... I am so confused! Okay, we are going to go...
Yes, that's right. Another time.
We're going to go to the backlog. I'm going to try to... Is she... I'm trying to reread this, because I know I've been I'm so confused. What? I don't understand. That being said, yeah, you can see the impression of her nipple and areola through there. And I definitely got the pun about the eating out. But yeah, I am very much a fan. I just noticed of her middle finger and her ring finger, the way they're curved right now. I know they're not trying not be outright, and displaying it. But I think the implication is that she is, well, I don't know why I feel embarrassed saying this to you guys. None of you are under 18. And if you are under 18, then don't watch my videos. Because I cuss a lot, and I go off on random tangents, and just hell, my own sense of morality and emotions, tend to shift sometimes. Yeah. So if you are under 18, you should not be watching these videos. I cuss a lot. And if you're under 18, you shouldn't be hearing this much cussing. Plus, I don't use a filter. I talk about all sorts of fucked up shit. If you're under 18, you shouldn't be hearing this. But if you're at least 18 or older, 1, you'll be watching this video, and 2, you know what she's doing with those fingers. You know what she's doing. But again, if you're under 18, just like bookmark my page, and then go away, and then when you turn 18, you can come back and watch these videos. But these videos are not suitable for anyone under the age of 18. Because 1, I'm Cthulhu, 2, I cuss a lot, and 3, I'm very weird, and I talk about very inappropriate things. Whether they be sexual, or derogatory, or even just not coherent. Because sometimes people, when I get fully into a conversation, I'll start pacing around, move my arms a lot, and I'll emote more into it, but also I'll tend to change topics or talk about multiple topics at the same time. And sometimes it's kind of unpredictable what I'm going to get into. So I can't assure the safety of your sanity if you stay here listening to me. So, if you are under 18, do not watch my videos. You are too young. But I am also concerned about how graphic this game could be about sexual things.
So if you could put your dress back on...
And if she suddenly strips...
It's chilly right now, isn't it? You don't want to catch a cold if we're going out tomorrow.
I'm really... Don't be naked. I want to see it! I want to see it! Don't get me wrong. I really want to see it. But I don't have a way to censor it. I don't know how to edit anything, and I don't think this version of OBS even allows it. And I don't like editing or censoring.
I think you don't find me beautiful anymore.
Is that what brought this on, then? You are an angel, a goddess, Hana. Of all the flowers in this garden, you are by far the most beautiful and rarest of them all.
I don't understand why you're not fucking her, though.
Be with you, and every lady would want to be you. I'm sure it goes the other way around, too. I'm lucky to have you, and I don't know how you put up with the likes of me. I'm really sorry, darling, but it really isn't a good time.
Now, I could understand... Okay, so... Is that because I got... Did he say no because of the book? Well, here's the thing, though, Luke. 1... What? I'm lost? Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I'm gonna read the backlog because my brain just kind of noticed something. Was it in that picture? Okay. Okay, first off, let me state multiple things. 1. Why wouldn't you fuck her all the time? 2. If your dick is having trouble getting hard, I'll say this. 1, you guys are married long enough that you don't have to actually do that every single time. If for whatever reason you're not feeling well enough for that to work that day, 1, you'll at least know when you have sex the next day, you'll make that work. But you guys can still, that's not all there is to sex. I mean, heck, even when you are fucking, you're not just going in and out. You are changing angles. You are doing other things. And even if, say, you are not feeling well that day, Luke, you can still do everything else. You can finger her, eat her out. You can still make out with her, caress her, play with her tits. There is still a lot of sexing to be due, even if you're not straight up fucking her. And you know what? More than likely, 10 minutes into, not fucking her, you'll be ready to fuck her. Besides, foreplay is important. It's not just about that. I mean, I'm pretty sure playing some tits is probably the best part of it. Also, actually seeing the look in your partner's eyes. Actually talking to them a little bit. The only awkward thing is sometimes when you're kissing, you kind of accidentally misjudge depth perception and kind of accidentally hit each other in the face. But aside from me being clumsy, it's nice to actually look at your partner in the face. Actually talk to them a little bit. But there's more to it than just that. And even then, if you are having an issue, guess what? There are things you can take for that, Luke. Hell, I'm pretty sure you could hire a super fancy doctor for that sort of thing. I think the only times I've really said no to something is, when getting solicited by a woman, it was usually because they were married to somebody. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to fuck somebody who's already in a relationship. That's wrong. 2, too many damn red flags sometimes. Which turned out to be good, because usually those people wound up hurting the person they got with. But, main point being is this. The thing that my brain kind of went off kilter, that I went back, checked that backlog a second ago, guys, that I don't know if it was in the picture. I don't know if you guys are talking about it. I don't know if you guys were screaming at me in the comments about it. I know I haven't said what it is, but her necklace. Her fucking necklace. I thought this was still the 17th. What the? I thought it was until the 28th that she wore the damn necklace. But look, the necklace. It's the cursed possession ghost necklace, which means she is possessed right now. Which means, had he fucked her, he'd probably be dead. But yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know if that was in the picture of her being, hot. Like she always is, but this is definitely a lot less, graphically intense than what we had a moment ago. But I'll say this. I did not notice that necklace there. Granted, that's exactly where I was fucking looking, to the point that I was having trouble reading sometimes, because I was too busy staring at her tits and trying to look at her nipples and areola and just imagining the jiggle, that I didn't even notice whether or not she was wearing a necklace or not, let alone that it was the cursed ghost necklace. So yeah, was that even in the picture? I don't know. I can't even remember if she was even wearing a necklace at all in that picture. Even though that was the exact region of her body. I was looking at her eyes a little bit, her lips, and between her legs, and her hips. But I've completely failed to notice this, to look for a necklace. Even though I know the ghost cursed necklace thing is a thing. It was like, it's right where I was looking. I was looking right at her tits. It's right where her necklace is. I was looking right at her tits, and I didn't even notice even if there was a necklace or not. What kind of... I mean, it's not Where's Waldo, but how could I not notice the necklace? Hell! Even at this picture, I'm still staring at her tits, and I wasn't noticing the necklace at first. Damn! Damn!
Chin up and smile. You'll get wrinkles frowning like that. And beauty sleep helps.
Of course, my prince. I suppose I can do with the sleep.
I feel like your eyes have changed in lightness. Speaking of which, my eyes are naturally brown, but I'm looking at them more and like, it's like the iris on both my eyes is, like my eyes are turning green.
Hana, before I go, what happened to your necklace? The blue diamond?
The fact that she seems confused feels off.
Whatever do you mean? Oh, that old thing. It's somewhere in the vanity drawer.
Wait, what? What?
What? But wasn't that from your father?
Like, even I'm like, that was yeah, priceless heirloom. Aside from it being priceless and super expensive, is the fact that it's a super valuable, like, emotionally, sentimentally valuable thing to her family that she's basically been wearing for like her entire fucking life. To casually just change that and not even give a shit anymore. I feel like he's gonna try to...
Of course it was. I just thought a change would be nice.
Also, like, for something that big of an emotional change...
I see. I suppose that makes sense.
Now I'll say this.
Well,
I have
matters,
no
but I like
tattoos,
the old necklace
and I have no
better.
piercings.
At the
That
very
being said, I
least,
see
you can have it
nothing wrong
cleaned
with
and
people
polished
having
while you're not
tattoos and
wearing it.
piercings.
Remind me to have that done in the morning.
Whatever you wish, my prince.
Right. You have a good night then.
But
Dr.
I have actually dated women who have tattoos and piercings. I really have no problem with it. Several of my friends have tattoos and piercings. It's just not something I've ever had an interest in. Then again, I don't like needles. Beyond that, though, is... You know, I just don't like the idea of having ink inside my skin. Or having a piercing. Hell, I'm not much of a person to wear jewelry, period. Like, in general, I've never really liked the idea of wearing jewelry. I've never really worn necklaces, and I have no piercings, and I don't like jewelry. The only time I've really ever worn jewelry is back when I was married. I had my wedding band. So, that being said, I would be protective of it and very, very careful with it. Because, well, it symbolized something and that mattered to me. So I was very protective. That being said, by the time of my divorce, it was a little warped in shape just because I had worn it so damn much. That being said, when I worked, one job I worked at back then is I was a painter, but not a painter for houses. I was a painter in a factory, electrostatic painting using paint guns, where I used powdered metal and powdered paint using electrostatic. And the thing is, there's sometimes in big hoppers, I had to shove my entire arm down into it, and the paint, which is a mixture of powdered metal, powdered paint, and some other chemicals, would be aerosolized by having air being pumped into it, to the point that when you shoved your arm into it, it actually felt like very thick water. It didn't even feel like sand. It felt like your arm was in water. It felt like water. Like it's a solid. You're sticking your arm into a solid. and yet it feels like water. You can't even feel a grain or anything. It felt like heavy water. That being said, what I would do is when I get that job, I would take my wedding band off and I would put it in a special decorative box that I would have in my middle console to keep it safe. And I would keep it in there until I got off work and then put it back on. Because when it comes right down to it, is this. It was a big ass hopper too. Enough that you could probably fit 3 dead bodies into it. Anyway, and I mean full adult bodies. Now I'd say maybe 3 people about 6 foot tall, about 200 pounds. Especially if you curl them up in the fetal position, maybe 4 dead bodies. But anyway, it held a lot of paint. And it would be aerosolized. So even though it's a solid, because it's solid paint, it's not like the liquid paint that you would paint a house with. It's powdered paint with metal and chemicals in it, but it's powdered paint and metal. But it was aerosolized to the point that it feels like a liquid. So when you shove your arm, and there were times you had to, because sometimes a pump would get clogged, because particularly that particular model of hopper had 16 main pumps, and then it had, 3 auxiliary sort of pumps that were used for other things. But sometimes, usually 20 times in a given day, they would get clogged a little bit. So you would have to shove your entire arm into it. And the other thing is this, a lot of stuff I was working with, it also used electricity. So sometimes you'd get a little bit of a shock here and there. So obviously if you're going to get electrocuted just slightly, not enough to hurt, at most sometimes it felt like getting punched in the arm. Maybe you don't need to wear metal when working with electricity. Aside from that, like I said, if my wedding band had fallen off inside that thing, it would have been gone forever. Like I said, it's just that hopper. Even though it's a solid you're sticking your arm into, it would feel like a heavy liquid. It feel like heavy water. You couldn't even tell it was a solid, but you're sticking your arm into a solid that feels like liquid. That being said, I haven't worn that thing in 4 years or something. Yeah, I think I've been divorced officially for 4 years or so at this point. I'm not sure anymore. That's a long time ago at this point. But main point of the story is I don't like jewelry. That was the only piece of jewelry that I ever really wore. There was a really cool obsidian dragon necklace that has it's a pendant. And it's actually got some other stuff to it too, that it's a lot better than I'm giving it justice. And it's got a really amazing carving of a dragon into it that's very detailed and amazing. And it's supposed to be, a Chinese necklace about, having strength and power. I bought it, but I don't wear it because it's not for me. That's for my son when he's older. Because I thought it'd be something cool to give to him. Then again, I know one time I took him to the zoo when he was 2. I picked up a shark tooth necklace with his name engraved into it, and that's for him when he's older. And then again, I know the engagement ring and wedding band I gave his mom. I still had that stuff. I considered selling it back then, but not the engagement, because that was actually a heirloom. But I decided that that stuff I'm just keeping because it's going to be for my son when he eventually gets married. He can use it. So that way he doesn't have to worry about buying anything like that, especially the engagement ring. It's an heirloom. So I figured he could use that himself. And yeah. But as far, so occasionally I've seen a couple things that I thought maybe he would like when he was older, but when it comes right down to it, I don't like wearing jewelry or piercings or tattoos. But I've been with women that do. But like I said, it's not really... I probably give as much of a care about it as, what a woman's... I probably care more about, eye color, hair color, skin color, all that stuff doesn't really just... I don't know. I guess the point of the story is I don't like tattoos and piercings or jewelry on myself. And I certainly plan to never get married again, even if I meet somebody that all well and good and everything, but I don't like jewelry. I don't like metal against my skin. I don't like piercings. I don't like ink or even drawing on myself. So, but that's just my personal preference. That's how I am. I just don't like the idea of anything being inside my body. That's like an IV or a needle. Though, I'll say this, Spinal Tap sucks. That time at the hospital sucks. Having fucking IV tubes in you is terrible. But getting pumped with all sorts of chemicals. Like, oh, we need to pump you full of all this shit so you don't die. I'm like, yeah, but I still don't like them. But, okay, I'm getting off topic. Why did I even... Like, I don't even know why... Yeah, I don't... Yeah, I'm just kind of out of it there. Main point of the story. I don't have any tattoos or piercings or wear jewelry, and I don't like jewelry. I don't like wearing jewelry. Hell, if I were to have some sort of metal as a decorative item, I would sooner want to run around with a Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII as like a cosplay sort of thing than have a, jewelry. But I've dated women who have tattoos and piercings and all that, but it's not really something I look for, but it's like, oh, okay, that's just part of who you are. Like, it's kind of like also in a relationship. People can wear what they want. Like, if I'm with a woman and she's wearing something, okay, whatever. I really don't. I mean, that person's their own person. They can wear what they want. I mean, they can dress themselves. The same way I can wear whatever the hell I want. I can give suggestions for, like, hey, I think this one outfit would look really sexy on you. But in general, I mean, people can dress themselves. So I don't know. Main point is, I just don't like me having a tattoo. It's not something I ever want. But I don't see a problem with other people having it. I think it's just an issue of personal preference. It's an issue of this. I don't like butter pecan ice cream. I can't even... Like, it's been a long time since I even tried it. I don't like butter pecan. But if somebody else likes butter pecan, good for them. It's just, I'm going to stick with the Rocky Road and the chocolate ice cream, and maybe on occasion some strawberry or something else, but mainly, chocolate, fudge, Rocky Road, stuff like that. It's just, everyone's got their tastes, everyone's got what they like. I mean, it'd be kind of weird if we all liked the same exact food. It's kind of like pineapple on pizza. I don't care for it. I've tried it, I just don't really like it. But other people like it, so that's good for them. I mean, life is a lot like pizza. It's best to fill yourself up with what you want. So if there's a certain flavor of pizza you like, well, have the life you want. If there's something you want in your life, whether it's music, love, or delicious pizza, fill it and top it however you want. Just be happy. And do what's best for you. I don't know. I just think it's kind of interesting to shove banana peppers. And if I'm not going to be talking to anyone, anchovies into the stuffed crust of a pizza. Like, get a Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. And I'll take some banana peppers, or maybe a little bit of habanero, and put it inside the stuffed crust part. Like, cut open the part of the crust a little bit, where it's stuffed crust, and put the peppers inside the stuffed crust of the... Now, that being said, that's as far as I'll go if there's other people around. Now, that being said, if I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be talking to another human being for several days, I'll stick anchovies. I'll get a can of anchovies from Walmart. And what I'll do is I'll get a pizza, and I'll get stuffed crust, and I'll cut open the crust, and I'll put the anchovies inside the stuffed crust. It's actually delicious. You want the stuffed crust to be fresh, though. You don't want to be cold or reheated. And you don't want the fish to be old. To freshly open the can. You do is you get the stuffed crust pizza. You cut open this crust, and you get it like as soon as you have the can already bought and ready at home. You get the stuffed crust pizza, come straight home. You cut open the stuffed crust, and before you eat the rest of the pizza, first thing you eat is the stuffed crust while it's still warm and gooey. You cut open the crust, and you open the can of anchovies, and you put the anchovies straight into the stuffed crust, reclose it, and bite into it. You can even put some of the anchovies on the pizza itself, but mainly in the stuffed crust. And it tastes delicious. It is very good. I strongly recommend trying it. However, only if, you're not going to be around friends or family or other human beings, let alone a romantic encounter. Especially if you're in a relationship. Unless your partner's into the smell and taste of fish. Which, that being said, if you are in a relationship, you can at least suggest it to them. Maybe they'll find it delicious too. I think it's delicious. Even if you're not much of an anchovy person, it's awesome that way. Heck, a lot of buffalo sauces and other sauces use anchovy paste as one of the base ingredients. But I know most buffalo sauces, even though they don't advertise this, most buffalo sauces use anchovy paste as a base ingredient inside buffalo sauce. Aside from that, it's mainly like butter and cayenne pepper. But yeah, stuffed crust pizza, absolutely fresh. Immediately just take a butter knife, cut open the stuffed crust, and put the anchovies inside and bite it. And it's delicious. It's awesome. I strongly suggest it. And here's the thing. I'll only do so if I don't expect to be around other people. Because here's the thing. Like, say if I'm going to be home, and I know I'm just going to spend a night, reading some books, looking at some D&D stuff, watching some Let's Plays and anime, and I know that I'm going to basically be all alone, and I'm not even going to be face-to-face with another human being for like 24 hours. You know what I can do? I can get that pizza. I can enjoy my anchovy stuffed crust, which is super delicious. And then when I'm done eating it, I can brush my teeth. Use, some mouthwash. And then I can eat other foods like chocolate and stuffing. Mainly chocolate. Wow, that's not a lot of variety afterward. I usually just eat a bunch of chocolate at that point. Main point, eat things that would taste like the opposite of anchovies. Anyway. For some reason, that reminds me of a D&D alignment thing. Where there's like, okay, we have the XY axis of lawful, chaotic, and then you have good, evil. But what if there's a Z axis? On the bottom, you have bacon. And on the top, you have necktie. So there's a Z axis now. Okay, so your X axis of your D&D alignments. You have evil. Well, no, you have lawful, and you have chaotic. And then your Y axis, you have good and evil. But now, on your Z axis, you have bacon and necktie. Which, nothing wrong with either of them. I enjoy me some bacon. I tried to make a meatloaf out of bacon instead of hamburger once. Needless to say, it didn't bake very well inside the oven. I actually had to drain some of the grease and then cook the rest away on a skillet while chopping it up. It eventually worked out. Anyway, main point is this. If I know there's no people going to be around, I can eat my anchovy stuffed crust and then brush my teeth multiple times, use mouthwash, drink a bunch of water and juice and candy and chocolate and other foods that have other flavors, brush my teeth multiple more times, so that by the time I'm around another human being, guess what? They'll have no idea. they'll just smell minty fresh breath and fruit and all that stuff. And maybe the scent of chocolate. That's another thing I don't understand. I've never been to an anime convention, and people say that it sometimes smells those things. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I take like 15 showers a week, I wear deodorant, I wear cologne, and that's just on a normal daily basis pretty much. If I was going to something like an anime convention, where I'm going to be actively around large groups of people, I'd imagine I'd wear extra deodorant, wear extra cologne, that I'd want to smell my absolute best. So, why wouldn't everyone else do that too? But then again, I've never been able to go to one. I've always found the idea of an anime convention and cosplay stuff to be really amazing. I've just never really had the opportunity to go to an anime convention. Though, since everything happened, I wonder if they're just going to cancel all future anime conventions because, everything that happened with Corona. I don't know. I know if I ever went to an anime convention, I'd have to plan out time and... I don't know. Anyway. I don't know why I was talking about... Why was I talking about stuffed crust with anchovies? Okay. Not really sure what we're doing as Luke now. Okay. Anyway, I strongly suggest anchovy stuffed crust pizza. It's delicious, but, after you eat it, brush your teeth, use mouthwash, eat chocolate and juice and pineapples, and then, not on the pizza though, and then brush your teeth again, because I can definitely understand that other people would not like the smell of anchovies, but it does taste delicious in the stuffed crust. But yeah, what were we doing as Luke? Were we having chocolate cake and a jug of milk? I feel like there was a time we were walking through the hallway of this game with a big thing of chocolate cake and a gallon of milk. I might be thinking of something different. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're in the study. I remember that mirror at one... Well, no, he moved the mirror. Didn't he? Yeah, and it broke. It's broken in the basement. What day is this? Like, how long... Did Zach already try to break in at this point? I'm not sure. I think Zach's break-in's tomorrow? I am late confused. Anyway, it's a long way into the night when a coldness envelops the room. Well, I at least know enough about the paranormal that, anytime a room gets more cold, it's because there's a ghost. I suspect at first that it's merely just the usual chill. Are you going to see the ghost? Are you? But the heaters have been turned on as the strange sunny weather that's been gracing us as of late has come to an end. Okay? The door is barely open just by a crack, though I shut it in case... It would probably cost a fortune to heat a building that big! Holy shit, I just thought of that. You can just put a space heater in there. Just a few more and I can get well-deserved rest. Get out of this place and dive into a warm comforts of my bed. Just put a space heater in there. They're like $20 at Walmart for a small 5-watt. Then maybe Hannah's still up for it. Well, it's more than enough motivation. Okay, it's not like you're having to do this at a certain time. If I was in your situation, even though she's possessed at this point and you would have fucking killed you, I'll say this. If I saw a woman ready for all that, I would have fucked her twice, then done this later. And then fucked her again. Eyes boring at the back of my head, a brush of air just to the nape, and when I glance back... What? Reflected in the lone portrait as someone stands behind me, just by the study a moment ago. Though I did not hear it open. Perhaps it is Hannah trying to be sneaky, or Shrokin being a bell end of a spook as usual?
Do I really have to ask people to knock before they enter? Seriously now, this is anarchy, and I'll have you know...
I turn. but there's nothing.
Huh. Must have been a trick of the light. It is getting late, and I should really go to bed myself. Just have to finish looking
That is
over a few
believable,
more
though. I mean, you're really tired. The longest I've ever actually stayed awake in one single sitting is 68 hours, but there have been times I went months of just sleeping 2 hours a day, and sometimes 10 hours a week, which I'll say at that point, you do start to be really out of it. Hell, there was one point where I had stayed up where I was sleeping like 10 hours a week just because I was working insane hours, and I would be driving down the road, and there would be steel girders flying vertically up through the pavement of the freeway, which I don't know if you guys can imagine that, but you know the steel girders that are used in building buildings in construction sites that are normally horizontal? Now imagine them vertical, but flying out of the road into the sky. Obviously not real, but if you're tired enough, I mean, it's kind of like when you're driving, you see a horse. Obviously a horse is not going 80 miles an hour, so you know it's not real. Still, it's a bloody annoying distraction. I can tell already that it's going to be a long day. It hasn't even started. Before the racket even lasts another minute, I'm peeling myself off the chair, heading straight for the main door. It's probably Zach unconscious after getting an ass kicked. There will be a murder today if this doesn't let up. Oh, you don't know the half of it, buddy.
Gordon Bennett! Only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour!
Okay, so this is the... Didn't that happen the day before? What? Okay, I feel like...
Where's that damn butler when I need
him? I
him?
must be forgetting, the order of events. This is Zach, but he's done this multiple times at this point. Honestly, that would not have been horror, but given the fact that she's possessed at this point... Honestly, that being said, I would be a little worried if I was in a relationship with somebody, and they had something that was very sentimental to them, and they suddenly didn't give a shit about it anymore. It's not that they don't have a right to feel that way, but it's that's an indication of a very strong personality change, which, usually, in order for something like that to happen, there has to be some indication of trauma. It looks pretty sunny. I mean, what you define as early? I think Zach comes here at 6+ in the morning? Is that really that early? If for a normal person. Like me, I'm usually awake at third shift hours. So... So I usually say good morning regardless. I say good evening for the videos, but in real life I tend to say good morning, people, no matter...
Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning!
Is that... But for normal people that live normal
Listen, sir, I know this is not
hours...
a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock?
But for normal people who are not like me, who do not live the third shift life, 6, is that really early? If you're a person who works a first shift job,
living in this house need to sleep.
If you're someone out there who was like me, I would still be at work at that time. I wouldn't even get home till later.
Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Then again, he did stay up late, but still, I don't know what, it's at least during the day, and he has no reason to think that... No, I don't Okay, so we're going to hear the racket of him getting... His tirade doesn't last long. Eventually he leaves and silence once again fills the room, as it should. In hindsight, maybe I should also call for psychiatric services. He certainly sounds mental just screaming like that. Well, I mean, you haven't actually seen the ghost. The suspicious man left him roaming the immediate grounds. Nothing good can come of it. But if his presence will indeed bring a problem, a sign of bad things to come, I'll probably know soon enough. Like I said, in our playthrough, I'll get Zach to live. But I at least know he's going to die. Worst comes to worst, Stroken will take care of it. Yeah, I know. That dude seems to actually enjoy killing people. Was he a hitman before you hired him? Were you up the entire night? Like I said, the fact that you're a dick to everyone and that you were, not only attempting to cheat her, but the only reason you didn't is because, I made decisions as another human being. Trying to remember the police chief's last name. Alright. Okay, here's the thing. She did say that it was your child. Did you fuck her? You haven't confirmed or denied it in your brain, and you have no reason to lie because, it's your own mind. But I also have no reason to believe you, Luke. I feel like occasionally the portraits are moving. I feel like Stroken had to, be... Stroken probably burned down that building. He's probably, really... Just given the fact the way he behaved to Ash in that previous... Yes, Stroken? Yes, Sir Strokit. Okay, what is it, Sir Strokit? I'm calling you a dick, by the way. I'm calling you a jack-off. Jackass. Simply because you are a dick to Ash. And to Zach.
I wasn't interrupting anything.
Zach didn't even try to put up a fight, and you just kept kicking him and hitting him. Hell, he didn't even try to run, he was just talking to you.
If you so badly, feel free to tuck yourself back in bed. I thought you ought to know that we've had an intruder.
And sue me if that doesn't pique my curiosity. Who wouldn't be curious? I'm just saying, Zach didn't do anything aside from, trespassing. But here's the thing, he wasn't trying to fight you, he wasn't trying to run. You literally could have said, hey, I suspect you of stealing, Zach. I know who you are. You can't really run without getting honest. How about we just sit down, have a cup of tea, while the police come pick you up? Zach would have agreed to it!
Come on.
You didn't have to beat the shit out of him and knock him unconscious to the point that he's not going to wake up until a ghost eats his eyeballs. And then Ash, you're literally fucking strangling him to death and threatening to stab him in the kidneys.
I thought I heard something scurrying around. As it turns out, it's a giant rat. and one that had pretended to be a harmless
He
mouse.
didn't even try to throw a punch at you! Zach, I feel more down about this because I know you're gonna die in that jail cell. This music is super sad. And it's not because... And you see the way the shadow is over his eyes? It's almost like the game is saying, hey, you remember how he gets his eyes cut out? And I'm like, we were trying to save somebody, which was apparently was the, wait, what?
He's still alive, isn't he?
Okay, one, Luke's at least like, yeah, is he alive? Okay, this here. It is a disappointment that he would fall so low to prove the stereotype's true. But, this line. But he didn't even try to put up a fight. And he's just like... And the music is sad, guys. Listen to the music. It's not like, oh, it's just like, oh, yeah, it's that. We know he's gonna die. We know when he wakes up, he gets eaten by a ghost. Painfully. While screaming for help. We know what's gonna come. It's not like there's any mystery to it. That's why the music's so super... The music... The music is like, hey, you remember what happens to Zach? You know the future.
No reason to do more than incapacitate him. So yes, the man is still alive. Of
Yeah,
course, that can be
he
remedied
wasn't-
if you wish.
No,
Dude!
This is fine. He wasn't trying to kill us, was he?
You're way too casual about this.
But I do not think he had such nefarious purposes.
Yeah, he has no weapons.
But he seems too soft to be a hired killer. A common trespasser or petty thief, maybe. Certainly nothing more.
But he didn't even try to do anything, and he has no weapons. It's not like he came in there armed with guns or a crowbar. He has no tools. No, it's not like he even has anything to break, like, the lockpick. He's not Ash, even. You are rich.
Call the police then. Let them round him up and bring me some bloody coffee while you're at it.
Thankfully, leaves me to my own simmering as I...
I was talking with Zachary, the photographer for Luxury Living.
Okay.
He was a perfect gentleman, Luke. I can't say the same for you as of recent. Look, Luke, nothing will happen. You have to relax. It was just a friendly chat.
He heard the ghost crying and screaming. He thought it was Hannah, and he had to save her. But it was just the ghost fucking with him, and I fell for it. Hook, line, sinker. I mean, he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's tall, but... The fact that you at least brought it up inside your head means you might care. Okay, it's one thing to weaker and smile, but you actually set people you knew were innocent. Okay, now you're just getting off on having control over people? That's not a good thing! Yeah, power trip!
Officer Carl and his colleague are here to collect. They'll want your statement.
What does gollywog mean? I feel like we're getting a lot of slang terms that are only known in England. She was probably awake the entire night too, but she has kind of got a sickness. Which means it's probably it's best that you didn't fuck her. Because, well... Oh, she's got a fever. You have other staff there. Why is the rest of the staff away? Why? Dude, you were at bars trying to fuck random chicks. The only reason you didn't in the one time we saw was because I was controlling from the perspective of the other person and told her no. All I had to do was flip a coin the other way. I think a rabbi might be more in order than a doctor, given the fact that, ghosts. The ride to the precinct is a quiet affair. I'm in no mood for idle chatter, with what little sleep I've had. Rockstar at full throttle. Not everything is smooth sailing, however, as soon as I arrive in the precinct either. But as long as they say a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, I have never heard that, but I guess that would make sense. I mean, it would be more suspicious if everything had gone on without ruckus. And it would be more boring, too. Because who doesn't love a good fight and a bit of drama? There's nothing quite like beating your opponent down and making them learn who's the boss. If life just slumped over, then there would be no point even trying, but I would be much happier if the trouble life threw at me didn't include ruining my suit. It was water that she threw at you! Life in this case is that real estate agent, Lily, who had been the audacity to use actual names for people!
You bloody...
It's water!
Pleasure doing business with you, sir.
It's flippity water! Somebody that you piss off! The third world country woman who... Really? Why would you spend that much? I understand you're rich, but why would you spend that? It's water. How do you even wash your suit? Also, are you fucking the police chief's wife? Because you said you were, and that her child, her pregnancy is by you. But you didn't confirm or deny in your brain. And now here I am, dabbing a handkerchief in my wet suit. It was water! What would you have done if it started raining? What kind of clothes can't stand up to water? I've walked in fucking thunderstorms, son of a bitch!
But you know how it is with these officers. All testosterone and ranking.
Well, you need to learn how to keep your men in line better, mate. But I didn't come here to talk about these hot-headed daft villains. They could be dead from the neck up for all I care.
What makes you think he forgot that? Also, why? Yeah, he is useful. So don't piss off people that are actually of use to you in your life. Also, what? He's probably thinking about how his wife said that she's pregnant with your child. I think he has a lot to talk about.
Look, all I'm asking is that you be a bit patient with them. You do realize a good chunk of them don't work. They aren't with you, so to speak. Bunch of kids who think the police are superheroes or some cock and bull. They don't know how things work around here. Especially that Frey boy. The lot of them are just tired.
And why are you telling me this?
I was going to ask you if you knew anything about it. Perhaps one of yours know. There's been a string of unfortunate incidents as of late. Just recently, some bloke named Christian C was acting all nuts. Off his rocker, that man. And we had to hold him, thought he was drunk. Up until he started bashing his brains in. Now he's a vegetable in a hospital bed. Another time, some Mark Julius was reported missing. Some are thinking we've got a serial killer on our hands as of late. That Cooper lady from BRC got done in and
Oh, the priest died too. I didn't get to see
You
that.
have to understand, mate. In a place as peaceful
Well,
as Luxburn, this
I really
makes
complain I
people
didn't get to
wary.
see
Reported crime rates
priest
go a
get
bit higher
murdered.
than usual, and it makes them
Though I still
antsy
want to
and
see his corpse.
temperamental.
Are you implying that I have anything to do with them? Because as much as I hate to say it and admit, I am out of the loop. This is the first I've heard of these incidents.
Why would you feel insulted? It's more saying, hey, you're kind of high profile. You are the richest person in the entire city. Maybe if there is a serial killer, maybe they would consider you a target. Yes, but if it's a peaceful society and all of a sudden there's a rampant string of violent homicides.
Ah, well, that's a shame, I suppose. Figured if we could get any leads, it'd be from you.
Technically, it is your wife doing it. Possessed by the Grudge Girl. So you are running a criminal enterprise and you pay the police off. That's why the elders were... Okay, you actually hire hitmen yourself? You killed the previous chief of police!
You know, someday I'll stop turning in my own men when they piss me off. And what will you do then? You and your men will all be lost without me.
I'll just hope that when the time comes, I'll already be all wrinkly and retired then.
It's a play of his, it always is, to act all casual and juggling everything. Well, I mean, what choice does he have? Okay. What are you going to say next?
So what is our little gollywog looking at?
Now, there's never a time or place for that kind of racist talk, son.
So I assume gollywag is a racist slur. But, okay, obviously it must be against black people. But I've never heard that before. But I assume it's like what is it, the British version of the N-word? Like, I've never heard that word before.
Deal ties up my hands when it comes to a lot of things with you. But I hear that Steele is a good kid, and I ask you at least show a bit of respect.
He's a felon. I think I'm entitled to call him what I please. I don't owe him any respect at all.
But yeah, is that a racial slur? One, I would say, is anyone watching this know, like, from England? But, well, no one's watching this. But, yeah, I've never heard that word before, ever. I assume it must be a racial slur.
You've got plenty of your own white men in jail. I don't see you calling them a, I don't know, white cracker or whatever lingo they have nowadays. And if not respect, you can at least owe the lads some basic human decency.
Whatever. But if you got to stick up your ass about it, I'll concede.
But I assume it must be the British version of the N-word.
That is.
But I have never heard. Then again, there's a lot of like the bubble and squeak thing. Like, what the hell is bubble and squeak? What is it, like flounder covered in maple syrup?
It's 6 months and a fine worth 5,000 for breaking and entering. Unless you'd be willing to go easy on the guy. Let him bump it down to a misdemeanor and juvenile offense. We'll be giving him probation and charge him for the damages.
And that's it?
That's it. That's what a white man
Now here's the thing. I assume that he gets news of Zach getting killed.
Make a big deal out of this.
What is his reaction going to be to that?
I do what I want, Lee. I don't even see why you protect the man. He's nothing but a petty thief.
And won't that look bad on you? The Luke Wright, getting his panties in a bunch over a petty thief. You said it yourself. He's nothing. Not worth your attention or effort. So why don't you just let me handle it like I'm supposed to?
And I do hate to say it, but he's got me there. Hate that all his power comes from a great balancing act. Be too lax and people will think they can get away with the smallest of things. But be too harsh and people will think, well, they'll not want to work for me for long. Are you concerned that people won't work for you if they think you're a racist? Which I'll say this. You deserve that!
Now is that all you're here for?
Because here's the thing. I have never heard the golly... whatever it is. I can't even remember what it said.
Feathers.
But I assume it's the British version of the N-word.
Keen.
That's what I assume it is.
Feathers? Oh, you mean Frey? Nah, he's not really anything to worry about. I got him assigned to your case to make the whole thing believable. The boy's a good detective, one of the best I have on the force, but he won't be able to do shit with all the red tape tying him up. In fact, the higher-ups just took him off your tail.
The case against me? I still have one? Harvey, my dear old friend, have you been slacking off? Surely I told you to take care of that sort of thing. Surely it shouldn't have taken you this long. Surely it should be quiet by now on your end.
My name's not Shirley!
You shouldn't be assigning anything to what's supposed to be a cold case.
I doubt you've got anything to really worry about unless you go out there and announce the shit you've done. They don't want to accuse the most powerful man in Luxburn without being 100% sure about things, of course. But it's because of that company problem Suarez has been talking about. Can't believe that's still a thing. You think the geek would have figured it out by now? He's supposed to be a computer genius. Don't go blaming me for it. He's the one slacking off if you ask me. Don't you be pointing fingers my way.
And has Suarez mentioned anything new about that?
You'd have to ask him about it. You know I don't understand half the technical computer mumbo
Have we
jumbo the
met
guy goes
Suarez?
on about. It's like the guy speaks a whole other language. Which, technically he does, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I suppose you have a point. Very well, if you haven't got anything else useful for me, I might as well head home. Get some bloody peace and quiet.
I could have tea. Some whiskey and a nap. Right as rain. Honestly, that's probably for his best, given what I saw. Okay. Not that you really get much of a chance. Who? You mean I get to see the person?
Excuse me.
Oh, it's the guy whose wife.
You're excused.
You are responsible for his wife being dead. And
Ah, bloody wanker.
okay. Gotcha. Where are we going with this? Yeah. We have not had a single decision as Luke. And we haven't actually seen the ghost. We saw like a little bit of an off-tinted reflection off of a painting. How long did you stay outside? Did you fall asleep outside? It's very calming music, though. Yeah, they like daffodils. Something to do with his mom, but I don't know why. Still understand what he meant by the job she did. Like, I really don't know. My mother, yes, you mentioned that several times. So is Hannah. But I don't understand. Huh. Maybe I'm remembering daffodils wrong. For some reason I thought daffodils were white. How?
It's almost All Saints, isn't it? To think I've almost forgotten.
All Saints. I assume that's a holiday. I don't know what the holiday it is. I assume it's to do with Catholic? Technically still Christian, but I know they have a lot more holidays set up for saints and things like that. I mean, but I'm just not familiar with it. Same way I know a lot of the traditional Jewish sects have a lot of more holidays, like actually observing Passover. No. I can't say I remember any of the traditions or what's considered, like, what they normally eat, like, for different things. I don't know. I think it's amazing that there's so many different types of food out there. And that all these different cultures, with had different spices and foods available, were able to come up with so many different types of ways to combine food to be delicious.
Feels like I'm stuck in a nightmare right now. What I would give to
Oh.
have you here by my side, Mother dear. To see you smiling at me. Alive and as beautiful as ever. I'm afraid I'm starting to forget what your face looks like. I've already forgotten the shade of your hair.
I am so confused. Okay, I don't know about any of that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's what matters most. She loved her child.
Would you be proud of me if you saw me now, Mother? Maybe. You're always so forgiving. No matter what trouble I got into. More than I deserved. Especially now. You! What are you doing there? You're not supposed to be there!
Well, yeah, you have to be concerned because there's a random person next to your wife.
Shrouding! There's an intruder! In the bedroom! Upstairs! Secure Hana immediately!
With a kitchen knife in his hands, looking wary and silent? Yes, Johans? I assume that's his first name for Chopin. Why did he have a knife? Music's taking a little bit of a stir. Nope, that was a motorcycle. That was a motorcycle outside. Yeah? What about... Yeah, what about... Yeah? That would also make sense. I'm kind of surprised you're not seeing something weird with the reflection, but okay. What does that say? Like, I know there's some sort of writing on there, but I can't read it. Okay, I could too, but still.
Of course I am.
Oh.
Why wouldn't I be? Is there something wrong?
Yes. Are you seeing signs of anything, or is that just for the sake of the player?
There's nobody in the second bedroom or in the closet. It's all clear.
Are you sure? Nobody? Double check. Triple check everything. Check the whole house if you have to.
What's going on? What is all this then?
He claims to have seen an intruder standing on your balcony. Did you notice anyone here, madam?
No, it's just been me. I've not heard or seen anybody else aside from the two of you all day. Strange.
The others have been given the day off. There shouldn't be anybody else here. Are you sure of what you saw? Perhaps you've,
Yes, I very well am sure of what I saw. There was a woman standing there, dark hair and in servant's clothing. Are you insinuating that I am making things up? That I'm going mad? Because if you are, I don't care how competent you've been. I won't have such disrespect directed at me. It's not paranoia if people are out to get me.
I don't think you're supposed to. Again, I am sorry that you had a rough start to your life, but doesn't give you the right to be a dick.
I'm not implying that you're mad. The occasional hallucination is a completely normal and human experience, as long as it isn't a repeat occurrence.
Oh, so what? That was a trick of the light? My imagination?
You haven't ingested any alcohol today, have you?
A valid question, but
I am not drunk.
in my state, I don't realize how quiet Hannah has gotten when she doesn't joke about my debatable alcoholism. Yeah, I mean, you are an alcoholic. There is no clever quip or words or fond exasperation. She's only been watching me through all this. She is possessed by the Grudge Girl. How bad is your alcoholism when your possessed wife's most noticeable trait that's concerned, aside from not wearing her priceless family heirloom that's very
Whatever's
sentimental,
the case,
is
we need to
not
establish Titus
having an
Turret.
issue with your
We should have done so
alcoholism?
From the start. If you were seeing things, then we got lucky. Had there been a real intruder, we were ill prepared.
Of course. I trust that you can hire the most qualified from the agency. Are you all right, Hannah? You seem disquieted.
I'm well, my love. I was just worried about how the hallucination brought you distress.
It doesn't matter. You are safe, as am I. I overreacted.
Perhaps rest is necessary. It is late into the day, and you must be tired from your gardening.
Rest sounds good. I guess I'll need to sleep a lot more than I thought. But
I'll stand guard outside for the night. You two have nothing to worry about.
Come on then, my love. Off to bed. I have been restless without you by my side.
Well, I mean, she is possessed by the Grudge Girl, but you don't know that. Considering she's possessed by a malevolent ghost, it probably wouldn't help. Little sleep was had, and I feel completely drained. What is she, like, feeding off your soul? always found that if there's a good, strong rainstorm going outside, I can usually sleep better to it. Plus, I like the way the air feels. Yeah, I wonder why that is. Oh, I just thought of something. Last night, when he was sleepy, she went out and killed Zach. Are you going to find out that Zach was killed before, Ash breaks in tonight? Oh. Wait. So your goddaughter, Kylie, it's her father that is your hacker. So we haven't met Suarez.
Are
but
you
we met
really
his
going to
daughter.
stay in bed all day?
What do you want? It's far too early to deal with your nosiness.
You must have been really rattled by what happened yesterday. If you need to talk about it, I am quite qualified in that regard.
And you aren't even the slightest bit bothered. Truly. Not even the slightest bit worried?
I was worried. But I realized that it's not my life in danger, is it? My worrying will not help matters. Neither will yours.
The hot chicken pizza from Donato's is pretty good, but it's good to add pepperoni, onions, and hot sauce. Yeah? I agree, but not for the reasons you think.
Are there any updates about the woman?
I've already briefed security about her, and more from the agency will be arriving tonight. But they haven't seen anyone fitting the description.
So you have nothing then? Fat lot of use you guys are. What do I even pay you for? Do me a favor. There's the door. Don't let it hit you on your way out.
Well, there is something. It's about McCulloch.
Well, you were trying to fuck her.
I called her secretary about taking the day off. He hasn't heard from her over the weekend.
Yeah, she's been locked in your
Probably passed
basement.
out after enjoying a pint or 2 or 10 in a bar somewhere. She's an adult. It was the weekend. She's allowed to disappear and not think about work. Fuck. I wish I was passed out after a night of drinking. He does know that mobiles are a thing.
That's all well and good, but she's not answering her mobile either. Mr. Parker will be filling a missing persons case with the police if she doesn't turn up today.
What about one of ours? Has anyone seen her? She's pretty hard to miss with how tall the woman is.
The last anyone has seen of her was here,
I'll say
the
this.
morning of the party.
I'll say this, guys. Me, personally, I would say I'm 5'10", and preferably I'd say I would prefer dating somebody that's 5'9". That being said, on average, most of the women I've ever dated turn out to be like 5'6" to 5'8". Though I'd say, 5'9", 5'10", I think would be the preferred height. Though most women I've dated, 5'6" to 5'8". That being said, I'd be perfectly okay with a woman from 5 foot to like 6'4". Like, I wouldn't care if a woman's a bit taller than me or a bit shorter, but it preferably my height or just barely shorter. But again, I'd be perfectly cool with a taller woman. I've actually asked out a lot of taller women. All of them rejected me, but then again, it's like I said, I've only ever dated brunettes. Every blonde or redhead I've ever asked out has rejected me. Not that I haven't had plenty of brunettes reject me. And I've only ever had white women say yes. Any other race of women, which I think I've asked out all of them, have all said no. Then again, I've had lots and lots of white women say no too. Mainly because I don't know what the percentage changes are for most people, but I'd say in the cities I've been in, predominantly I tend to run into white people. I just don't see many people of other races too much. Granted, it's not really like a big city, the closest city. So maybe that's an issue of population density. It's probably different in the big cities. I know anytime I've driven to a big city, I feel a bit intimidated by just how big the buildings are. Because at least one good thing about any of the cities around here is that you can literally walk anywhere you need to go. You can get from one end of the city to the other, and there's not that much traffic. But driving in the big cities, oh my god, especially with like roundabouts. What the fuck is with the roundabouts? Especially when there's like mobile lanes to a roundabout, and there's a roundabout that goes into a roundabout that goes into another roundabout. It's like, son of a bitch! But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've asked out women of every race and hair color, and a lot of really sexy redheads. None of them returned the sentiment to me, though. But that's all well and good. It's still nice to be able to talk to people and attempt to pick someone up. Just wish I had some better success with it. Oh well. I should try to actually pay attention to the story.
Your housewarming party.
She dead?
It wouldn't do for the police to hear of this and to suspect.
Well, you run an underground crime syndicate. I think we have issues. Actually, she is in your basement. That you don't know you have.
Here, I'd like to go back to sleep and...
She's actually dying of starvation. And the whole reason you're taking care of this child is because she works for your hacker.
Of course, of course.
So, what does that... Though I still feel very confused about this whole scenario.
Johans, distract her.
Oh, look, it's time for me to go.
Damn it!
Have fun with your little play date. So long, farewell, and auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Are you...
Johans, don't you turn away from me. Keep her busy for an hour. Come on!
I still... What? Okay? What?
Hello there, little Fraulein. Your uncle is just upstairs and will be down in a moment. He is super excited to have you today. I hope you're well rested and ready to play a lot.
Give her a Red Bull while you're out. You're trying to...
Bastard.
That bastard.
I'll be down in a sec, Munchkin. Let me just...
Okay. Yeah? I don't know. A lot of times my hair tends to be shorter now. At one point I did grow my hair out, but that was just because, well, some people were being assholes to me. They're like, oh, we'd hate you less if you cut your hair more, which... You know, I couldn't cut my hair that often. I just didn't have the money for it. And they were assholes about everything, so really they didn't care about that. It was just the fact that, you know. But then again, I got bullied a shit ton in school. That was not good times with that. But that's in the past. Main point being is at one point I grew my hair out like, oh, you guys feel pissed at me because I don't cut my hair off? You know what? I'll let it grow out, just to spite you motherfuckers. I don't need your fucking approval. Go fuck yourselves. You know, what makes you think I want your fucking approval, you fucking dicks? Like, there are plenty of people out there I want approval from, and you fuckers aren't in that lot. Just lucky I'm such a non-aggressive son of a bitch.
Now, what is this?
That being said, that didn't last too long because eventually it annoyed the shit out of me. And so I eventually just cut my hair more because, you know, as you get older, you have more money and world advances and life gets easier. Now, especially since the whole pandemic thing, all I do is I just sit on my back porch with a pair of clippers and I just buzz my head. I'll set it to the half-inch setting, do my whole head, go in, look in the mirror, touch up the spots in this, then go to the quarter-inch setting and, you know, hit a little bit at where the bangs side and the back of the head. And then if I see any strands beyond that, I'll use a pair of scissors and just do a few snips here and there in the mirror. But yeah, I'll just basically just sit on the back porch and trim my head with a buzzer.
I shouldn't have touched that. I shouldn't have touched that.
What? I'm so confused about this. Do you think it's got anthrax? What? The thing is small and light, fitting in the palm of my hand. Too big to be a ring box, but too large to be a watch box. Looking at it close, I can see it's one of my handkerchiefs used for wrapping. It's easy enough to untie the knot and reveal a plain box inside. An odd and quaint way to wrap a gift, I suppose. Presentation is the last thing I need to be worried about. Mail packages, gifts, I like are supposed to be vetted before they get to me. In the morning, Johans would hand me a list of things for me to look over and go through. Yet there was no forewarning of this. Immediately, I dropped the pack. So what is it? You think someone sent you anthrax? I know at one point there was a huge anthrax scare in letters. So yeah. Do you think it's anthrax? Also, what's in the box? What's in the box? By the way, that's a reference to the movie Seven. It had Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. Yeah? What could possibly... Oh, God! Zach! Hi, Zach!
Oh, God. I'm sick. That is sick. It's still wet. My bloody fucking... That is disgusting.
I know where they came from, too. She did say she was going to wrap it up as a gift for you. I forgot about that. I'm not a stranger to being sent threats, but this has to be the first time I've been sent a body part. Even I don't do that. Yet there's no note or sign who may send it or how it goes. Yeah, even I don't. It's like I send people threats. But even I don't send fucking body parts. It's like, hey, I may be a criminal underlord, but I have standards. Hi, Zach. I'm just imagining the rest of your body around it. This is a threat. It's a piss poor way of doing it, considering it lacks proper planning on the outside of shock factor. Yeah. Are you going to recognize her Zach's? Well, I mean, it'd be kind of hard to, like, eyes... And people don't have that many shades of eyes to deal with. What? There's green, blue, and brown? Yeah, you can't show that to a child. Yeah, no. Just throw a blanket over it, like, and then, like, mobile call. But here's the thing. That's, like, there's, like, mainly 3 shades of eyes. That, like, people don't have, like, oh, well, this person has cat eyes. This person has owl eyes. This person has frog eyes. That guy's name is Naruto. This person has purple eyes. This one has prism eyes. This one has platinum. This one has 12.
What the hell with this? I don't have time for this.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much you can really do about this. Yeah, I kind of forgot she said she was going to wrap up the eyes as a gift for, I mean, she's just a kid. I imagine that whole scene would not have happened.
Good morning to you, Luke.
Had, I not failed Zack. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, Kylie grins up at me as soon as I open the bedroom door. She swings the backpack she's clutching, hitting me ahead in a show of impatience and looking entirely unapologetic for it. Happy music! Totally!
Tell me you forgot. It's our playdate today.
I doubt I'd forget. Kylie's visits are a frequent enough thing that they found a way into my schedule. They're supposed to be visits to her godmother. Oh yeah, Hannah. But we can't pick who a child gets along with. So long as I'm not busy, her father can drop her off for the day. Which is all well and good for me, and it makes Suarez focus on the work I've given him. By the way, I know people can dye their hair, but I think it'd be kind of cool if there were more natural, different color shades of eyes and hair. Like, if people could actually have naturally purple hair, or naturally purple eyes, or naturally blue hair, or naturally... What other hairs are there? Other than blue and purple, I mean, what's really green? I'm just saying it'd be nice if there was more variety to people's eyes and hair. But then again, there's people that are racist over what? I think Rick and Morty put it well. Like, Rick's like, oh, it's a snake world with snake people. And, oh, there's 19 billion snakes and 10,000 nations on the brink of global war all over what? Race? Oh, how fucking stupid is that? Could you imagine being a racist snake? Hey, you, other snake. You're the wrong color snake. I hate you because you're the wrong color snake. What? How fucking... Thank you, Rick and Morty, for pointing out how stupid racism is. Like, oh no, your skin has more or less melanin than mine. Who gives a fuck? It's like I said, it's the same difference as like what your hair color is, or your eye color, or even if you have hair. Some people are bald. I am not.
Of course I didn't, you little rugrat.
I'm just saying,
It'd
actually be kind of cool if there were more shades of hair and eyes. Like, what if people could have naturally purple hair and naturally purple eyes?
Breakfast in the park.
That'd be really cool, wouldn't
What do
it?
you eat at home? Papa made one of his tortillas de patatas. He wouldn't let me leave until I finished every bite.
I assume that's potatoes. Like hash browns? That's a hash brown, isn't it? I assume that's a Mexican-style hash brown. Maybe I don't understand cuisine, but that sounds delicious. Taco Bell should sell that. Granted, there actually are a couple Mexican restaurants in my area. I've gone to them a couple times. I can't understand the Spanish they speak, which makes me feel bad because I took 3 years of Spanish in school,
I need some
and I don't
coffee
remember
at the
anything.
very least.
So,
Like, you can jump straight to dessert.
I'll say this, if you can speak multiple languages, that's awesome. I, however, I have attempted it. I'm terrible. I just, one, I don't have the natural talent for it. Two, I have no real reason to learn it. It really wouldn't benefit me. And I really have time on other things. Though,
Slow down.
maybe recording these videos is a little bit of an addiction, but it's just really fun to make these videos.
Jesus fucking Christ. Children.
Go to the park. Hell, you're rich enough you could build her, but then she needs to play with other kids too. Okay, this seems normal enough. I just thought of something. granted, we haven't made any choices, but how does everyone feel about us? Marianne really likes us. Isabel, Zach, and Ash are all at their base stat, I guess. Like, not really positive or negative above it. Marianne apparently really likes us. Becca's slightly disapproving. And Hannah, for some reason, really is not cool with us, but we haven't had any choices at this point. Well, that's an acquired skill a little bit. I mean, that's more so just social ineptitude and lack of social experience. That it comes with time. Well, I mean, she's treating her very similar to how she was treated as a child. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I know every chance I had, I would take my son to the park, and it was a lot of fun, but I kept tripping on things. I'm too clumsy. But I would always do that every chance I have, and I still do every chance I get. But it's just, I don't know. I just can't see why anyone wouldn't want to just try to help a child to be as happy as they can be, play with other friends, teach them how to, granted, still can't quite throw a football or frisbee, but it's still fun to try to teach them. Monster truck's
this
cool.
is a new one. The last one you had was filled with horses, wasn't it?
Those were ponies, Tio. They're much cuter than horses. We went to a dinosaur zoo, and it was awesome! Dinosaurs are my favorite.
I have no idea what that is, but it must be something. I'm only familiar with the T-Rex myself.
Yeah, they found, fossils!
Like, no, Jurassic Park's a thing in this world!
They think the whole theory might be a bazillion meters tall, even bigger than a T-Rex!
Could you guys imagine that? What if they made a horror movie based in the universe of Jurassic Park? So then you're at the Jurassic Park world and there's T-Rex, but now there's ghosts. You got the Grudge Girl riding a
Takako says you're
T-Rex.
making a really funny face.
Many got arms.
Takako, a friend I made.
No. 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 Do not tell me Takako is the grudge girl. Do not tell me that Takako is the grudge girl. I just assumed it was some kid in her school. Are you kidding me? How is she... I know she's a kid and supposed to be innocent, but I assume at any age the grudge girl should be fucking terrifying. Sir, for all your richness, my breakfasts are better than yours. Also, there's the thing with Rowan. Because he was responsible for a lot of the, camera shit that occurred some amount of years ago. It almost sounds like you are impressed and proud of Becca. Like she's like a female you. You're like, oh, you're like, oh, Becca behaved like I'm the one who taught her. Oh no. She's gonna like, this is my friend Takako. And be like, it's a fucking grudge girl!
Tio? Where did Tia go? I saw them leave when I got here. Tia didn't look so good.
No, she's feeling a little down. She had to go see the doctor. She'll be fine.
She's just going to the doctor's for a checkup.
And you didn't go with her?
Well, you were going to be here, sweetie, so I had to stay behind.
So she's all alone? At the hospital?
Oh, no, of course not. Tia has Johans and her maid and a guard. She's got plenty of company.
Yeah, but you're not with her. But I understand. When I get sick, Papa and Mama have to leave me with their maids, too.
Well, they don't take care of you?
That's another thing I understand. Like, when my son would get sick sometimes, I would...
Well, they're always busy with work.
I mean, heck, when he had to get tubes put in his ears and his adenoids out when he was 2, I basically doted on him and basically gave him all sorts of cold things. Grantley tried to keep it to a minimum of any sort of ice cream, and more so like sherbet and stuff like that, just because it would help ease how much it was probably uncomfortable for him. Or that. But it's just... I remember being so terrified and worried
Maybe
when he
your
had to
papa
get that
is in need of some
surgery.
vacation time. He deserves it, doesn't he? He's a hard worker.
And just when it was over, he just looked. He looked so out of it, and he looked so like he wasn't feeling well. So I did everything I could, just get him drink some apple juice, and just hold him and tell him I love him, and just try to make everything as comfortable and as relaxing for him, and just help him feel better.
Would you really, Tio?
Would you like that?
I'd like that very much, yeah!
I know I shouldn't talk about
We
this.
can go to this museum! There's one with lots
tend to
of
feel
cool
sad
trains and
when I do
planes!
so.
I like trains! And there's the local manor theme park! And a monkey forest! There's a kid adventure farm too, the wacky warehouse, and a play barn as well, and...
Whoa, slow down there, Munchkin. I know you're excited, but I think you should let me schedule your dad's day off before you plan a whole year's worth of stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, isn't that supposed to be the best thing? Like,
I think Tia would be really happy if you were
kids
with
supposed to
her.
feel
You
special.
could have told me you needed to go to the hospital with her, Tio. I won't be angry.
I'd love to be with her, but I wanted to spend time with you, Munchkin.
That's also
And she
pretty
told me to
mature
stay.
of both of them.
Besides, I don't like hospitals. They always smell like alcohol. Not the good kind either.
I don't think anybody likes hospitals. They're scary. But you said Tia is brave and strong.
That she is.
So we're gonna get to see a picture of the Grudge Girl drawn by a child. Feels like we're turning into an episode of Doctor Who. Did you draw Blue's Clues? Did you draw Blue from Blue's Clues? Why? Why can't girls be super? That doesn't even make sense. Anyone can be a superhero. The picture of Dorian Gray is a little bit. You're not really very attentive to her, are you? But honestly, you're doing much better than I can. You're doing much better than thought, but still.
Everything is up in flames.
Um,
Up in flames. Up in
that's-
flames. Everything is
Red
up
flag!
in flames. My
Red
favorite
flag!
lady.
I think there's reason to be concerned about the child. Do we ever get to meet Suarez? I am so confused. Well, I mean, you are a mob boss. I mean, you are a master of a criminal organization. And you are at least not as bad as a lot of real-world mob bosses. Still an asshole. I'll say this, you can still use a good ass-kicking, but you're at least not a monster. You didn't even look at her pictures while she was drawing them? We're gonna get a fucking crayon picture of the Grudge Girl, and then the crayon picture's gonna come to life and talk to us. How long's the recording gone on for? 2 hours? How? Well, I want to keep reading for now, but damn! How has it been that long? Music's starting to get that... What is that instrument that's making that noise? I feel like Aerosmith's getting involved. From cats and cakes to colorful rainbows and gardens, the child managed I should put it on auto. There is one more that I had fished out of the fireplace where it landed. Expecting to see another one of Kylie's masterpieces. Something a bit more concerning. Okay, we're going to turn auto off. Because I want to take my time reading this. I was fucking right! Also, why is Hannah not even in the picture? Okay. First off, yes, Takako is the ghost girl. But here's the thing. And I think I may have watched too many movies, but if you're like a kid's talking about an imaginary friend, and then you start thinking you're seeing someone, that you're like, oh, someone says, oh, you must have hallucinated it, and then you look at the picture, and the imaginary friend is, you know, your hallucination, and is covered in fucking blood. Yeah, but I called it. But I also said the stick figure, like, well, not the color, the crayon drawing was going to come to life and start talking to us. There is me, there's Kylie, the two of us side by side, smiling as our stick figure selves stand in a nondescript field. That much I can ascertain without looking at the labels drawn below the doodle's feet. But a third figure stands next to me in the drawing. A woman with her face hidden behind a curtain of black. Takako, the writing under her supplies.
Takako says you're making a really funny face.
One big happy family. Yeah, that's reason for concern, Tio Luke.
Taka who?
Takako, a friend I made.
The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end, and I feel a chill go down my spine, as it should. Mob boss or not, this is a concern. Also, I hear voices. That being said, everyone out there in YouTube land, the cyber people of the future, if you, either your child, or a student, or a friend's child, or just some kid you were babysitting, drew this picture, this exact picture, where it was her holding your hand, and then you holding the imaginary friend's hand, and you suddenly find this is the imaginary friend, that the imaginary friend looks this way, what would you do? What would your course of action be? Also, I hear the whispering, but I can't discern what it's saying. I assume it's in English, though. That being said, I'll say this. If you guys had this situation happen to you, what would you do? That isn't mine. That has me turning around, expecting, hoping to see someone, anyone, but nothing. And that's when I hear it. Laughter! Sweet and merry laughter ringing from the ballroom. Thinking about it has my cheek burning and my blood running hot. It is as if I am being mocked. As I stomp toward the door, I have to stop myself from shouting up a storm. Well, we haven't straight up seen the ghost exactly. Not in a way that you can actually be scared of. You just think it's the staff having a party. What, they're having a kegger? But again, nothing. Nothing from what I can see at the cursory glance. At the very least, I roam around looking for the nearly impossible hiding places, and still, I am all alone. Yet, I can still hear the laughter, that accursed laughter, echoing in the room, in my head.
Who's there? Show yourselves and show some respect to the master of the house.
Cold, uneasiness settles in my stomach when no one answers. I stumble on 2 feet, feeling a wave of nausea come from nowhere. I have to put a hand against the wall to stay upright, and when the world shifts, and pain explodes from behind my eyes. Why would that happen? It takes every ounce of my self-control not to heave then and there. The only thing my pride allowed me to do then is to close my eyes and attempt to alleviate some of the pain. Okay. Vague, unfamiliar images, dare I say memories, not mine, flash in my head. Unbidden and unwelcome, like a strong hammer strike to the head, threatening to crack my skull and split it in 2. This is very good music. This is amazing music. Okay. What the fuck is happening? What? I mean, at least she's not naked, but still. Wait, is he seeing the memory from the perspective of the woman? I understand Takako is the ghost girl, but I'll say this. What kind of sick bitches?
You forget your place and you've indulged yourself far too much in this fantasy of yours.
Yeah, it is vile and disgusting. What the fuck is happening? Yes! I hope it doesn't get...
Your boundaries and livery.
What does livery mean? I don't understand what's happening. Well, I understand the straight up 4-letter word for it.
Remind you that you are nothing but a servant, a slave, an unattractive, unchaste harlot who thinks too much of herself.
This is sad and awful, and I understand the girl being upset by this. At the same time, but still, what the fuck? Like, I understand, yes. But then again, I don't understand, like, why anyone would do this sort of thing to another human being. Like, the idea of hurting another person in such a way, that's disgusting. It's just, how could anyone even do that? Then again, I'm one of those people, I can't understand how people can be racist. Like, how can you hate other people but just based on color of skin? Same way, how can you violate somebody in such a way? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? I need to go back and... I understand they look similar to you guys, and you're probably descended from him. Your mom was probably his descendant. You actually could. I mean, it just depends on if both partners want to continue actually loving each other and caring about and being nice to each other. There's nothing wrong with it being apparent. The only concern is with your life. That maybe someone would target your wife, but just hire extra security. I mean, you are rich, and if you weren't, then no one's going to be coming after you, because why? What motivation? It's not like they could... Well, I mean, they are apparently ghosts. Memories. Now, who moves into a house and leaves the fucking pictures up? What are you, Blockhead from Newgrounds? Like, what's a conscience? It's someone who hates you and can't do anything about it. What acid did you take? You already forgot you've opened a box full of eyeballs earlier! Yes, because you're gonna get to see Takako. Hi, Takako! This is probably the highest detail you have gotten. It's like you're fucking in HD now! Not hopefully literally fucking, that's not... Yeah, I'd be concerned if you did feel comforting. I'd be like, sir, stop eating the tomato soup with a fork. But I will say this is probably, she has not been drawn this way before. And this style, I appreciate every style that she's been drawn in. Okay! Are we gonna get a choice? Dance with the ghost or not? Well, we can't die at this point. We haven't seen Ash yet. That's part of the story that's been established. We actually haven't received a single choice in anything.
Can you not hear them as they welcome you home? You're kind. Our kind. You're one of us, my love. We are bonded by the blood we share.
What do you mean by our kind? I'm not even sure. Like, am I dead now? Am I a ghost? I know I gotta stop the recording at some point, but this is kind of an interesting point. Well, he's obviously your ancestor at some point. Your mom probably descended from him. It's a core memory! For some reason that made me think of something. You guys know the movie Inside Out? What if you had a pinata, but it was sadness? But since the pinata hangs a certain way, it looks like sadness hung herself. Well, I mean, you did buy a haunted mansion. Oh, that's very concerning, sir. That should be a red. Let me guess, 2 choices? No.
Oh, you finally returned to us.
I assume I die if I walk into her arms. Sir, even if you were single,
We have been waiting for so
I would not recommend fucking the ghost. Maid. Person. It's like there's a scene in the end of Deathmark where there's a possessed woman trying to seduce you, and aside from the fact at this point it's been very, very established that there are murderous psychotic ghosts that have the physical power to murder people in the dozens. The fact is you're in an old mafia building, in an old disgusting, bed covered in spiders and bodily fluids from thousands of people that have had sex unprotected, and it's just like, so this one we bump and dash. Wait, that means you saw the ghost. That means you just saw the fucking ghost. So they came here and said, hey, the place is haunted. It'd be one thing if you hadn't seen shit. But you literally just had a ballroom blitz of fucking ghosts!
You really must look where you're going if you insist on running about. Do tell, where is the fire?
Oh, thank God you're here.
I do hope you don't have a concussion. Can you count backwards from 15 to 1 for me?
Oh, fuck off, you wanker. Just help me up.
I do not think insulting me if you do have a concussion is a smart decision. But no, really. 15 to 1.
That woman, she was here. I told you to keep an eye out for her.
Why? Are you checking for a fever?
Bruising or bump.
Oh, concussion.
That still does not mean that you don't have a concussion. If you are too lazy to count backwards, can you tell me your full name? Where are you currently?
We don't have Lucille Mitchell Wright, and this is the Ermengarde bloody fucking foyer. But we don't have time for this.
You must make and have the time to make sure you are not broken in the head.
I
already sent security to scour the whole house when I saw you running out of the parlor, Dummkopf. If the woman is here, they will have her. You will only be slowing them down if you plan to interfere. I was hoping that you would be tired from dealing with the young miss on my return. Instead, you come running and hit your head. Such a troublesome boy. Shall I be carrying you to bed, too?
I can manage just fine on my own. Though I don't see how I can sleep until that woman is caught.
It'll be easier to keep you safe in your quarters. This is twice we've known the woman to break in. I think we can safely presume that you hold her interest.
Okay. Okay. So, when the whole thing happens with Ash, where are all the guards at? Did the ghost eat them? Yeah, Hana!
Where's Hana? She came home with you from the hospital, didn't she?
She's supposed to be here. I sent one of the maids to accompany her here, to let her rest.
Okay.
Stay.
I'm not staying in here while Hana stays out there.
One of the guards will find her and bring her here.
And what if they don't? What if that woman gets to her first? What if she already has her?
That's not possible.
You can't promise that.
Technically, she does. We still haven't told Johans about the eyeballs either.
I'm going out there to look for Hana. And you're either with me or you aren't.
What, are you gonna stab a ghost?
And I'm not leaving her alone.
That being said, that is the most admirable thing you've said at this point. That you're willing to risk any kind of danger to save her. So, good on you for at least doing something right!
Can you see yourself in the mirror right now? You are in no proper state to go looking for anyone. If it will make you happy, I will do the looking. But please, and don't make me repeat this, stay where it's safe, where security can find you. We already have one person to be worried about. Please don't add another one to it.
You know what? The music I'm hearing right now actually is making me think of one of the key musical phrasings in the visual novel. It's not a supernova.
You have 2 hours.
Novel.
I don't think it'll
Saya
take
no
long to find
Yuta,
one missing woman in this house.
which has amazing
2
music. It's a
hours.
very interesting
Any more
story.
than that, and
My
I'm going
only
out.
problem with the whole damn story is that the character Saya is represented as a young girl, which that's fucking gross, and that's like the one fucking line that I feel that they shouldn't have crossed the dance show. Okay? Like, it's the one thing that's just like, okay, that's too far. That's not okay, and that's disgusting. But the story itself is awesome,
What are you waiting for?
and the art and the music.
The knife?
The knife stays.
Very well.
You are an underground criminal mob boss! Do you not have a machine gun? What? Is it in your other cocaine stack? Oh, by the way, you know I said that one main theme for the chandelier thing at the very start with the title screen reminds me of something? I think it sounds kind of like the music for the Binding of Isaac when you die, and you got that list of your items. Like, I leave this to my pet cat Guppy and all that. You guys ever be in an old church? Granted, it wasn't exactly haunted, but there was an old church that had a tin roof in it, and the rain just sounded like fucking hammers against that roof. You're going to sleep?
You! Stay away!
What?
Sweet dreams, my love. It'll be over soon.
What's happening? Are you eating all the guards? Yet, in spite of the unfamiliar voices, the unwanted touches from the shadows lurking in the dark, rousing is a slow, arduous process. Well, yeah, your bed's comfortable. And I'll say this, I have a really nice queen-size mattress that's super, super, super comfortable. And I imagine you, sir, being a fucking uber-rich son of a bitch, probably have something like fucking like space mattress. Refuse to pull the waking world, choose to linger in the depths of the dream. Gradually deeper to an unknown depth. Okay. You guys remember Bozo the Clown?
You do not belong there, my prince.
Belong where? Not that I mind getting a few extra hours, of course. The bed's more comfortable as it is after babysitting Kylie, the stress of finding an intruder in my own home, not to mention those bloody eyeballs they left. Doesn't belong where? Why is there italics? What's the worst font to read and type? How do you read wingdings? I still think Font's New Jackass is kind of interesting. Where you have Times New Roman, but like every 7th letter is in a different style. Yeah? Hi, Finn.
You do not need her. I am here.
Yeah?
We are here.
About this?
This is where your home is.
Where is here?
Come back to us.
Surely there should have been an update by now, right?
I wonder, if Isabel was already dead, would Johans have killed Ash and reported back saying I killed Ash?
Please don't go.
I am so confused! Like, at one point I feel like the ghost hates people, loves people.
I surrounded myself with.
My eyes fly open, expecting the warm rays of sunshine filtering through the curtains. Only to be greeted by a blinding flash of light and a loud boom of thunder that sounded nearly too close to my ears. I don't know, thunder and lightning is actually relaxing to sleep to. Then again, I'm one of those crazy people that likes to sleep with a fan on even in the winter. But then again, you know what that means? More pillows, more blankets, and a nice hot cup of hot cocoa. Though it's better to share with a really cute girl. Preferably with a bigger bust, but then again, I've loved women with flat-chested too. So, again, personality is what matters most. And affection. Also having a good smile and pretty eyes.
Out. That is exactly what I need right now. Yes.
Oh, it is! Well, then that's convenient. Okay, I gotta double check how long. How long's the recording right now? Oh, 2:47. Okay, let's try to do a little bit more.
Yo, Hans! Has someone been sent to check the circuit breaker yet?
No answer.
Yo, Hans? Shroken! Someone! Anyone?
Still nothing, and my cordial mood is quickly dissipating.
Where are those idiots when you need them?
It's really wonder why he hasn't fixed this yet. Was I really out that long? Can't be. It's only been a few hours after midnight. So it's 3 in the morning. You know what? We are going to save. I don't think I made any choices here, so I'm just going to save over this. And we are going to call that a video. I hope everyone out there had a good day. And looks like we're going to get caught up to where the main story is.